You've seen the majestic photos, the powerful build, the regal stare, that iconic ridge down their back. Rhodesian Ridgebacks are often portrayed as noble, calm, and fiercely loyal. But before you fall in love with the image, there's a side of this breed nobody tells you about. And if you're thinking of bringing one into your life, you need to know the truth. Because what makes a Rhodesian Ridgeback special can also make them one of the most misunderstood dogs you'll ever own. Let's start with their origin, because it defines everything. Rhodesian Ridgebacks were bred in Africa to hunt lions. Yes, actual lions. They're not attack dogs, they're trackers, thinkers, endurance runners with a silent intensity. And that instinct to evaluate, calculate, and act with precision, it's still there, but it's subtle. This isn't a dog that reacts impulsively or shows affection constantly. Ridgebacks are reserved, observant, and emotionally intelligent in a way that can catch first-time owners completely off guard. They're not clingy, but don't mistake that for disinterest. Ridgebacks are deeply attached to their humans. They just don't show it the way most dogs do. They're the quiet protector, the dignified shadow, the dog who will never leave your side if they trust you, but who also won't beg for your attention. And that's one of the first shocks for new owners. People expect big, affectionate energy. What they get is a calm, collected presence that waits to see if you deserve their full devotion. Now, here's where it gets tricky. Training a Rhodesian Ridgeback is not like training a Labrador or a German Shepherd. They're stubborn, not because they lack intelligence, but because they question everything. They need a reason to obey. They need consistency, patience, and a calm authority. Yell at a Ridgeback and you'll break the bond. Try to dominate them with force and they'll shut down. Or worse, push back. These dogs respond to respect, not control. And speaking of control, let's talk energy. Ridgebacks are not hyper. In fact, indoors, they're surprisingly chill. But that doesn't mean they don't need exercise. They need structured physical activity, running, hiking, exploring. They need freedom to move, but they also need rules. Leave them bored and unstimulated, and you'll discover just how much destruction a 90-pound lion hunter can cause inside your home. Shoes, doors, furniture, nothing is safe from a restless Ridgeback with no outlet. One thing most owners aren't prepared for is their independence. Ridgebacks are not Velcro dogs. They love their humans, but they were bred to work away from them, to think for themselves, make decisions under pressure, and return only when the job is done. That independent mindset is still strong. Off-leash training? It's possible, but it takes more time than most breeds. Come commands? Expect them to pause and consider your request. And honestly, if there's a squirrel, a strange sound, or an open field, they might choose to investigate first. Now, let's talk about emotions, because Ridgebacks feel deeply. They're not robotic protectors. They're sensitive. Change their environment suddenly, and you'll see anxiety. Raise your voice, and they'll remember. They form strong bonds, but they're selective. Once you earn their trust, they're yours for life. But getting there? It's a journey. They require patience, calm consistency, and respect. And when they do open up, when you see them lay their head in your lap or position themselves quietly between you and a stranger, that moment will hit you like nothing else. And then there's the protector instinct. Ridgebacks aren't aggressive, but they are watchful. They don't bark needlessly. They don't posture. But when they sense something off, they step forward. Quiet, controlled, decisive. They'll put themselves between you and a threat without hesitation. They're not looking to fight, they're looking to end it before it starts. That's the kind of protector you get in a Ridgeback. One that doesn't need to prove anything, because they know their power. So here's the truth no one tells you. A Rhodesian Ridgeback isn't a dog you own. It's a dog you partner with. You can't train them like a soldier. You have to raise them like a teammate. They'll test you, challenge you, make you question your leadership. And then, once you pass all of that, they'll reward you with a depth of loyalty and calm presence that's rare in the dog world. If you're looking for a pet that's easy, overly affectionate, or blindly obedient, this isn't the breed for you. But if you're ready to grow, to lead with quiet confidence, and to earn a dog's respect the hard way, then the Ridgeback will give you everything. They're not for everyone, but for the right person, they are unforgettable. Comment below if you've ever owned a Ridgeback, or if you're thinking of taking the leap. And if you want to see how they compare to the Belgian Malinois or German Shepherd in terms of training and protection, click the next video. You'll want to see this before you decide.